And now for something completely different.
Welcome to Thunder and Lightning.
Nope. It's you could do it, but
No, just do it.
okay. Welcome everybody to Cinematic Relief episode 3. That's the first of 2 episodes. I'm probably going to say that in front of because we had a bit of a schedule change, but
Oh, right.
yeah. So if you listen to the last week's episode, we said that this episode was going to be our top 10 favorite movies. That's going to be next week. We've already recorded that one. So don't reference to it.
Okay.
But
oh yeah, I was.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this week we wanted to push this one forward just so it was closer to the release because we are going to be talking about Avengers Endgame. And before we say anything else, I just want to say right here, spoilers ahoy. We're going to spoil probably everything about this movie. We're probably going to spoil some things about most of all of these 22 Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So just if you are a person who hasn't seen Endgame, wants to see Endgame, maybe you missed a couple of the bigger Marvel movies that you, for some reason, haven't been spoiled yet for, we're going to give you some time because we're going to talk about, getting to the movies and stuff like that first. But,
Yeah, so watch them all before we
But-
get into talking about it.
But yeah, if you just, I'll warn you again right before we do it, but we're going to spoil the whole movie of Avengers Endgame. This podcast is going up May 8th when you're listening to it, but today is the 29th. We managed to see it opening weekend against all odds.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about that. Our plan was to see it over the week because screw opening weekend. That was going to be insane.
Yeah, we were actually going to see it tomorrow, the 30th.
Right.
But
Right. So
I fucking get a call at 9 in the morning on Sunday.
Yeah, just our reasoning for not seeing it super early is we knew this episode was going to go up a week later, so it didn't matter when we saw it. But
Also, fuck trying to get tickets opening night.
Oh yeah, oh god, no, forget it.
But
so
I guess people were seeing this joint Thursday, afternoon. So I don't.
Yeah, I was at the theaters. I was
Oh yeah, you were
seeing
going
Captain
to see
Marvel again.
Yeah,
and coming out, people were bunch of Marvel shirts were in line, ready for Endgame.
Yeah, I don't understand movie releases anymore.
No, me either. Honest to God, it's like Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we just can't wait for the night. Let's just do it all week, And it's like, well, then why even have a day?
Right.
But yeah, so I called. So we were planning to buy the tickets for Wednesday on Sunday because we're responsible. I guess not enough though.
Yeah.
So Sunday morning we look on, and it's sold out all week till Friday. Every theater we looked at.
Didn't you check something like 12 theaters or something like that?
Yeah, we checked everywhere. So then we were like, okay, I was like, and I think everybody else who we went to see it too was like, I'm not avoiding social media for
a whole week.
For a
Fuck
whole
that,
week.
Yeah.
And something is gonna get spoiled for me if I
Right.
do, or if I don't. So we were like, okay, is there anywhere that's showing it today?
Yeah.
Sunday, 2 days after the release.
Yeah.
And so we found at AMC a 4:00 showing that had 5 tickets available, which was just as much as we needed.
How big our party was.
Yeah. And so we quote unquote saved them.
Yeah.
And I called
Which
you.
sucks because those ticket sites are usually good about that shit.
I called Anthony at an ungodly hour, and he picked up, and he was like, hello? And I was like, listen, we're not seeing it this week unless we see it today at this time. Can you do it? And you were like, sure. And I was like, all right. By the time I hung up with him, all 5 tickets were taken.
Yeah.
Even though we had him, quote unquote, saved.
Yeah.
So I was like...
Literally, this is how it went. Because you guys found more tickets or else we wouldn't be recording this podcast.
Right.
But, here's how it went. I got up, I set my alarm for 10 because even though I could have slept in, I don't like to sleep in too long. So I set my alarm for 10. I got up to go to the bathroom at 9:30, And as soon as I got back into my room, my phone was ringing, and I picked up, and Chris was like, "We're going at 4:30." And I was like, "Okay, sounds good." I hang up my phone, go downstairs, tell my dad the plan, go back upstairs, lay down, and then as soon as I lay down, I get a text from his mom saying, "Hey, so we have to see it at 6:45 instead. Are you still good?
And
Please text me back very quickly."
You don't understand the stress. Like, we checked everywhere, so we ended up seeing it, which was kind of cool, kind of not, for a few different reasons.
Yeah.
At a local theater.
At a local theater. Yeah, it was a good sized theater, but there's like the actual theater where you sit to watch the movie.
I was impressed with the size.
It was pretty big, but it's a small theater. There's only 3 screens.
Right.
And something that you were explaining to me that I didn't even know this was an issue. But I was noticing that when the movie started, like, everybody's popcorning and bag crunching and drink opening was so fucking loud, and I was like, is it me? Am I too excited for this movie?
Yeah,
that I'm
I
just
was
hearing
kind of
everything?
in that same headspace too.
But you explained it to me that, like, when it's stadium...
Yeah, so here's how that theater was set up. It was a hallway.
Right.
It was a perfect rectangle. That's awful for sound. The noise is going to bounce off the walls like crazy. There's going to be a ton of how do I put it? Reverberation.
Yeah.
In a as you were just going to say, in a regular stadium theater, it's set
like
up
when you would see at, like, AMC
Yeah.
or... Yeah.
It's set up in a way where the walls are going to suck in the sound. It's not going to be too loud. You're not going to... It's made for that because professionals set up these theaters and designed these theaters.
Yeah.
And they even have, I don't know what you'd actually call them, but like sound breakers on the wall, just pointed edges.
Yeah.
So that it's not just bouncing from one wall to the other.
No, I mean, this theater we went to was clear. It was in a mall, and it was clearly like an afterthought.
Yeah.
But that being said, it got the job done.
It
we
did.
got to see Endgame.
It did. It's funny just how spoiled I feel because, like, the last, I mean, my whole life, I've seen movies at AMC.
Yeah.
And it's only gotten better. They
Right.
update that thing like every 10 years.
Yeah, they recently added like reclining seats.
Yeah.
Which are cool.
In the sound in movies nowadays, oh my God. If something's happening in the farthest right-hand corner, you're going to know that's where it's supposed to be. And it's amazing. And I don't think the speaker system at this place was quite up to date for that, but
Yeah.
that's okay. It was still a great experience. Let's talk about the movie.
So I'm gonna put it on the screen. I think I'm gonna leave it there until for the rest of this video podcast. Spoiler warning: we're gonna talk about Avengers Endgame for as long as we want. We're gonna spoil whatever we want. We're gonna assume that everyone listening to this has already seen it or doesn't care about spoilers, and we're probably gonna spoil a bunch of other Marvel movies from the other 22 Marvel movies. Here we go. So, do you want to go in order of like from start of the movie to the end of the movie?
Yeah, you guide me along. You're pretty good at this stuff, and I'll throw in my 2 cents.
Okay, sure. So the first scene, as soon as it started, I knew it was gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Right here, I didn't know the movie started.
Oh yeah, that I don't know if it was the theater we were in or not, but there was like no fanfare. It was just like and scene.
I thought it was a commercial.
Another trailer.
Yeah, I was like, really? Because you said it. You were like, this theater's gonna be smart enough not to show an Endgame.
Right.
And the movie started, and I was like, oh really? It's clearly the last one before the movie starts.
But no,
and
that
then it was
the
just
movie.
a movie.
Yeah. But as soon as that scene started, I knew exactly what it was.
I feel like I saw that scene before.
What do you mean?
I knew what was gonna happen.
I didn't.
You
Did
really
see it
didn't?
in a trailer?
I don't know. I don't know if it was just intuition or what, but I was like, oh, this family's gonna die right now.
Well, yeah. It was clearly because he was the only one we hadn't seen yet.
Right, but even like him turning around to and she's gone. He was shooting the arrow with his daughter. I feel like I've seen it before. I might not have.
Maybe you saw a
but
trailer or something.
It was.
I've never seen it before.
What's the word? Deja vu.
Deja vu.
It was. It was a surreal. Like I was like, oh, I feel like I've seen this exact moment, but anyways,
yeah.
sorry.
No, but the scene starts with Hawkeye with his family, and interestingly enough, I did a little research about some of the cool things that we may not have noticed, you and I, in this movie.
Oh, cool.
And he called his daughter Hawkeye,
Yes.
which is cool for a number of reasons. Because in the comic books, she does take the mantle of Hawkeye, but also that's the first time anyone's actually said Hawkeye in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Up until now, they either call him Clint or they call him Barton, which is his first and last name. But I knew exactly what that was. As soon as I saw him playing with his family, I was like, they're all going to turn to dust. And then his storyline is like kind of cool. He sort of did, if I was Hawkeye, he did what I would have done. He roamed the world killing people who he thinks deserved to be snapped away by Thanos.
Yeah, he was kind of a serious Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's so when he does that in the comic books, he takes on a different name. Ronan, right?
Yes.
I didn't want to say that because that's also the name of
the Accuser.
The Accuser, exactly.
Yes, from Guardians of the Galaxy 1
Yeah.
and Captain Marvel.
Yeah. They started running out of names over at Marvel. No, but it is a cool storyline.
Yeah, no, I thought that was cool. And I appreciate that it wasn't the focal point of 6 or 7 scenes, that we got it out of the way.
Yeah. We got the point.
Yeah.
The point got across.
So, I know there's been a lot of trailers. I think you're in the same boat with me. I only saw the first 3. I saw the first trailer, the Super Bowl trailer, and the Captain Marvel is here now trailer.
Yeah.
So from that, I got that there was probably going to be a time jump pretty early in this movie because of Black Widow's hair. It was all blonde, and then in a couple scenes it was red with the blonde, and she looked like Anna from Frozen.
Yeah.
But I didn't. It was. First of all, the end credit scene for Captain Marvel was not in this movie, like I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was. Oh, no, you're right.
Wasn't.
No, you're right. It wasn't.
That was literally a necessary scene to bridge the gap between these two movies.
Right.
Because the movie starts and they're all buddies. They all know each other. Captain Marvel didn't introduce herself because she did that off camera, which I thought was cool. And then other than Hawkeye, the movie opens with the Tony Stark scene saying goodbye to Pepper. Did he look like way skinnier than 1 he did in the trailers and 2 he should have for only being out of food for 22 days?
Yes to all of the above. I was gonna say it was real, but there was a lot of body mod CGI in this movie. We'll get to that in a minute. So obviously it wasn't real, but I think they hid that in the trailers.
Yeah.
I think they just showed him before they CGI'd him and then CGI'd him.
Yeah. But yeah, and then the simplest answer, Captain Marvel saves Tony Stark and Nebula.
Yeah.
And then I really liked this. I don't know if you liked this. He comes to Earth, he sees Pepper or whatever, and then he sees Steve. And
I loved that. I wish it was finished, though.
The first thing he said to Steve was, I couldn't beat him. And then Steve says, I couldn't either. And I really liked that because that's the first time they've talked since they fought in Civil War.
Right. That
and
was cool.
Nothing the fact that Thanos was such a problem, everything else, every other concern in that moment was gone. It was just there's Steve. I have to tell him that I tried my hardest.
Yeah. No, exactly. There was the other thing he said in that
about
scene
Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to mention. Both are super cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to mention the Peter Parker one, though.
Right.
I wish he finished the sentence.
What did he not finish?
He said,
He said, I lost the kid.
I lost the kid. And Steve said, we lost the kid or whatever.
Or we all lost somebody or something like that.
And Tony Stark said, I'm and then they kept walking, and then he saw Pepper. I wish he told Steve. We're going to get there. Nobody knows. I don't know how to say this without.
No, just let her rip.
Iron Man dies in this movie.
Yeah.
Nobody knows the pureness of Peter Parker. That's what he was trying to convey to Captain America.
Right. Yeah.
The kid wasn't afraid. The kid wasn't. He was scared for his life.
Right.
He was upset. He failed.
Right.
In his moment of death.
He failed in front of his father figure.
Right. And I wish he was able to finish that sentence at some point so that Captain America knows and can tell other people
right.
just how pure this kid is.
Right. Because pretty much right after that, it's just a yelling match of Tony Stark being like, I was right. Let me quote Civil War and Age of Ultron. I said we should, have a defense up for this, and we didn't. And he called this happens way later, but he called Rocket Raccoon Ratchet at one point, which I thought was cool. Which is like definitely a reference to Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. You said that, and I was just so caught up in the movie. I got the reference, didn't even think about it, and you were like, he called him Ratchet, and I was like, oh yeah, he did call him Ratchet.
Yeah. Yeah, so
in the end, that was the first 25 minutes.
I gave Chris a look like that was good enough, right? No, and then every living Avenger except Tony, because he's bedridden.
Yeah,
goes.
He had it pretty hard.
Goes to the garden, is what they've been calling it. And the first plot hole of many. But the only one that
there was a few more I thought of once you and I
left.
But
the only one that bothered me that I did want to bring up is that and you brought up a good point. It is from the comics, and I like when they do that. But his armor, the armor Scarecrow, the Thanos Scarecrow with the armor, he shouldn't have had that armor because we see him take it off on the Asgardian freighter that he destroys. He takes it off in pieces. It crumbles off of him, and then we watch the whole scene. He Power Stones the ship so it explodes, and then he Space Stone teleports away, and he does not retrieve his armor. So unless part of his snap was, and I want my armor on the garden, and it's going to be all shitty.
Well, I have one theory about that.
Okay.
This guy's pretty rich. Assuming that was his favorite armor that he got rid of, that comes in different parts, it could have been a different set of armor that is one piece.
Yeah. No, it just...
But you're right.
Like maybe his old armor was in one piece.
But it wasn't mentioned. It wasn't...
And it was weird how it was like the armor was all fucked up. It looked like the implication was like, this is the armor he wore when he fought the Avengers. He's done fighting the Avengers now.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. There's definitely a way they could be like, yeah, but he has more sets, but but you're right. It wasn't implied, it wasn't explained to us, so there's confusion there.
Yeah.
It could easily be explained, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Is the point.
Yeah. And then all the Avengers pretty much just like
that was so cool. Are you going to talk about when they meet up with Thanos?
Yeah.
So they see he used the stones again. They find the planet that the stones were used on.
Right.
It's so amazing because when I watched that scene, I was like, and this is what would happen if they were all together. Because I think the implication there is, see how easy it would have been if we weren't all separated?
Right. Yeah.
It could have been done within an instant.
See how easy Infinity War could have ended if Civil War didn't happen?
Exactly. Because it was like, I was just going to... Because it was so quick, it just happened in a snap.
Yeah.
Big heroes there: Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Thor. You could have done it with those three. I feel like, because she holds them down.
Right.
Doctor Strange.
She does by herself what all of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange had to do.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's having the right tools for the right job. I think the whole implication there, and I mean, this movie didn't quite end with this feeling, but it kind of feels like, hey, if we all just do it together, it's like
and that further mirrors the scene that just happened where Tony is quoting himself and Steve from Age of Ultron, where Tony says, you said we do this together, and I said what happens when we fail, and you said we do that together too.
Right. So in that scene, another cool thing happens, which is going to be tough to explain. But as we've said, we assume you've seen the movie at this point. But it's still the opening 30 minutes of this movie or so.
Yeah.
Of this 3-hour movie, and so they chop off. I'm sorry, we didn't actually explain what happens. They've
seen it.
True. Okay. So Thor cuts off the gauntlet hand.
Yes. Something he should have done immediately the first time.
Right. Well, he tried. It just didn't go all the way through.
No,
and he says you should have aimed for the head.
He got him in the chest.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
See, Thor had 3 options: head, arm, or heart.
Right.
He picked the wrong.
Being the Nordic god he is, he was like, I'll aim for the heart.
Right. Yeah. And he rolled a D3 and he got a 1.
But doesn't matter. Thanos destroyed the stones with the stones, which there's kind of, maybe I'm wrong, but there's kind of a paradox there. You're going to end up with 1 stone no matter what, right? How do you destroy the last stone? Am I wrong? Is that a paradox?
Yeah, they didn't explain it. There was an implication of a giant explosion because half of his body was like kind of burnt up.
Right, but one of the stones had to cause the explosion. Was it also destroyed in the explosion?
I can only assume that the Power Stone has a self-destruct mode or something like that.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Because there's nothing stronger in the universes. There's nothing as strong than one Infinity Stone than another Infinity Stone.
Right.
So if there's anything that's going to get the job done, it's that. So I was under the impression that he set 3 of them to self-destruct mode and it took the other ones with them.
Okay, that would explain it. To me, I'm sitting there so we used 1 to destroy the other, to destroy the other, to destroy the other. Then
Where's the last one?
Then there's 1 left. But yeah, I guess if you just were explode, and they all go up. Can we get a sound effect there?
Sure. I'll make it super loud.
But I loved this, and it was one of only a few things I loved about this character in this movie. A lot of disappointing of my favorite characters this weekend.
Yeah, Chris referring to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, actually, I'll get that out of the way right now.
3.
Cinematic and television history made in the same weekend. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just need to say, I needed there to be an audio clip of me saying that.
Yeah,
that's date stamped.
Chris,
on the
of
same,
course, referring to
Game of Thrones season 8, episode 3, and what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
I loved. So Thanos is like, I destroyed him, and Nebula's like, he's not lying, and Thor was like, okay, and then cuts off his head, and they're like, what was that? And he was like, I aimed for the head. I was like, yes, we finally got it.
Our theater was a little unruly, and they cheered at that, which I didn't mind.
Yeah, here's the thing: I have no problem if you get excited. Stop so I can hear the movie, and they did for the most part.
That's the thing. I feel like that first one was the only one where the cheering went on through a conversation on this big screen.
Yeah. But they were pretty good the rest of the time.
Yeah. No, there was a couple other times when the theater, including myself, we'll get to it, started cheering.
But I thought that was pretty cool, and I was waiting for them to all be like, we could have got information from him, but to what end?
Yeah.
He's not going to talk. That was the logical end.
Yeah.
Obviously, that wasn't what Thor was thinking. He just wanted to finish Thanos.
Yeah.
But
and then smash cut 5 years later, which is
I know. Tell me about it.
Which was
that
super jarring.
That was super jarring. That transition, literally them showing 5 years later, took way too long. If I'm getting a little nitpicky here, but it's a huge movie. It was like 5, and I was like, years, and I was like, well, don't even put the later. I know, I get it. It just went on a little. Maybe it was the excitement. I was just like, yeah, but it felt like it went on forever.
So, I mean, if we can start going out of order a bit,
I mean, sure.
I'm so surprised and excited that we got Professor Hulk.
Yeah, right.
You said it the other day. You and I both assumed that Professor Hulk wasn't mainstream enough to get in these movies. I thought Planet Hulk, which for those of you who don't know is what he's called in Thor Ragnarok, was as close as we were going to get. And Professor Hulk, of course, being when they're both he's got the body of the Hulk and the mind of Bruce Banner.
I wanted to mention something about that. you and I actually didn't talk about,
Okay.
which was really interesting. The Hulk, super bulky. Banner, obviously a normal human being. He when he's Professor Hulk in these movies, I don't know if you noticed, but like his tone, his whole anatomy, he like worked out properly.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was slim. He wasn't bulky, but he was Hulk sized.
Yeah.
And I'm glad because hey, it was a time travel movie. For those of you who I guess are just listening to us for the spoilers, don't listen to us. Like look it up on Wikipedia or something. You get to see the old Hulk in like that's when I was really like, oh wow, yeah, look at how
Yeah.
tone and like he clearly ate well, he worked out properly,
Yeah.
and like now he's just tone fit Hulk. I just thought that was interesting. Like that was a minute detail they didn't have to do. He could have just been bulky Hulk with
Yeah.
glasses, and I would
Yeah.
have got it.
So basically, like, so did you think it was? I guess I'll stop talking in like summary, but just start like talking about
Yeah.
specific scenes. Did you do you think it was stupid that it was a rat that finally got Ant-Man out of the quantum realm? Because I heard an interesting argument for why it might not be stupid.
Okay.
Because
Did you want an answer?
yeah,
A little bit.
yeah. I mean, it's still stupid, but like it's all part of Doctor Strange's plan, you know?
Yeah, there's something. Yeah, I want to talk about that too. I like how Doctor Strange's plan is like wishes, and if you tell them, they don't come true.
Yeah. No, I think he was talking about like time travel inevitability or whatever.
No, he
You know what I
straight
mean?
up said. He straight up said, "Is this the one we make it?" And he looked right at him, and he said, "If I tell you, it won't come true." Is exactly what he said.
Yeah, but I that to me, I got the impression of like, if you know, you'll. I don't know.
If you'll know, you'll screw it up.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's probably what he meant. Then he did tell him though.
Yeah, he basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was cool because it was the last second. I think it was at the point where Doctor Strange was like,
you
"There's
can't fuck it up
yeah,
now. Yeah.
it's already happening."
We'll get to that way later though. But yeah. So it I didn't expect it to be Ant-Man from 5 hours ago. That was something I didn't see coming.
That comes out of the thing.
When he comes out of the van,
Yeah.
he was like, "I've only been in the quantum realm for 5 hours."
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I see. I didn't expect him to give a time because supposedly time works different. Oh no, you know what? I guess the professor's wife, being relatively younger than him, kind of implied that time does exist in the quantum realm.
Right. It just works differently from
Right.
our time.
Okay. Yeah, that does explain it.
But I mean, all the fan theories were correct. They used the Avengers used the quantum realm to travel through time.
Yeah, I had my own theory about the quantum realm being an important part. I'm just glad I was in the right mindset.
Yeah.
Like I honestly, and call me a liar if you want, I didn't hear about quantum realm theories for this before I came up with my own. Mine was simply he controls all aspects of this universe. Quantum realm is a different one where things work differently. The stones aren't going to work in that one.
Right.
Was my theory. I figured, honest to
you
God,
thought,
the
like,
fight was going to
Take
happen in the
Thanos
quantum
to
realm.
the quantum realm.
Yeah,
I
that was
see.
my theory. I'm just glad I was in the ballpark that the quantum realm had something to do with it because it's such a minute character. Like that's Ant-Man's thing. Nobody else's thing. That's Ant-Man's thing.
Right. Yeah.
And like,
yeah, a lot of the plan for the meat of the movie
Yeah.
was based off info that you only got if you watched the Ant-Man movies.
Right, exactly.
Which not a lot of people did, I feel.
exactly, and I wasn't expecting that.
Right.
That's why in my head I was like, in my head, my doubt of it having to do with the quantum realm was simply, but it's Ant-Man's thing.
Right, yeah. Yeah. A lot that's the thing. Ant-Man wasn't the comic relief in this film, which like
Yeah.
felt kind of cool cuz like it makes sense cuz his movies are comedies.
Right.
And they put him in a serious movie and then he wasn't really the comic relief. It was kind of Thor, but so you
Yeah,
want to talk
well,
about Thor?
Sure. I have 2 complaints about this movie.
Okay.
One, and like I've already told you, but
Yeah.
we got other people listening. Hopefully, my 2 complaints are we didn't hear everybody's theme, which they screwed up in Infinity War.
Well, we sort of did. We heard Captain Marvel's theme. We heard Captain America's theme. We heard Doctor Strange's theme.
Yeah,
But
I
there's
mean, it was
so many more. There's
so many better
There was
ones.
no Black Panther music, I feel.
No Black Panther
There was
music.
no Spider-Man theme song
No
like
Spider-Man
they always
theme
do.
song.
No Guardians of the Galaxy.
There was,
Jam.
but it was a callback.
No, it was
So I didn't count it. I'm
Right,
glad we
yeah.
both didn't count that. No Thor.
Well, there technically it wasn't said, but there was a like 70s/80s pop song playing in the first scene with Robert Downey Jr. and he was on Star-Lord's ship. So
Oh.
that could have been one of them.
I want to see Star-Lord. That's not Tony Stark's theme. That's
Right.
Star-Lord's
Well,
theme.
no, it's the ship.
No, yeah, it's implied, but I'd rather... There was a very prominent scene where we could have got a solid 10 seconds of everybody's song,
Yeah.
and it would have been hype.
I said this in the car the other day. Beer belly, but still muscular with the beard braided and long hair Thor is the most Norse mythology accurate Thor has ever looked in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And I kind of love that. You know, we're supposedly a body progressive culture. I think it would have been cool. I think it'd be cool if he stays like that. I wouldn't be upset. What I'm upset about, because, okay, so my other thing, that was my one thing. My other thing is, the dude Thor is funny until it's not.
Right.
I'm a big fan of Thor. I've really enjoyed him in all these movies.
Yeah.
He's the only one who didn't get a solidified ending, and I don't like where he's at. He's just kind of...
You're not looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy 3 featuring Thor?
I kind of... So, here's where I'm at.
Because Thor's last movie was basically a comedy, and now I feel like if they put him in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, he just gets to let loose and be the comic relief in a movie all about comedy.
Here's where Thor's comedy works. Is he's a very serious character, and then he's not.
Right.
It's not going to work if he's just an idiot the whole time. I mean, he's always an idiot, but it's not going to work if you... Sorry, I don't think it picked up, but
No.
I think there was just a car chase outside.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It doesn't work if it's just humor all the time. You're indulging me too much, like he clearly did between those 5 years.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 aren't humor all the time.
No, but in this movie, there was no instance where Thor takes himself seriously. So let me continue my disappointment. Is Professor Hulk started off as kind of a dude bro. He was just very full of himself. Then he got serious because things are being serious.
Yeah.
You said
kind
this.
of the same thing with Ant-Man, but reverse. Ant-Man was serious movie, time to be serious.
Right.
And then when things got a little bit not so harrowing, he was back to being Ant-Man for a tiny fraction of a couple moments.
Thor was just useless the entire movie. And I was waiting for the scene, and I thought it was going to be when he wields them both, and he gets in the Thor outfit. And
yeah.
I was like, all right, now he's going to be Thor. And he kind of was for a minute, but then he went back. He was like, oh, I don't want to be King of Asgard. Fine with that, too.
Yeah.
But, I just want Thor. I would just want him to act like Thor again.
You brought up a good point. That Thor likes to do this thing in his movies where there's a flash of lightning and all of a sudden he's Thor, God of Thunder, right?
Yeah.
He could be in he does it at the very beginning of Thor Ragnarok. He's in a sweatshirt and jeans, and then there's a crash of lightning, and then he's in his superhero costume, and he did that. And you said that you thought that he was going to be all muscular again,
right,
in that moment,
right,
and the fact that the thing I'm glad about is that they didn't play that part off as a joke. It wasn't like, oh god, I'm fat, I can't fight anymore.
Yeah,
like he was still holding his own and being Thor, God of Thunder.
Well, like you just said, it would be kind of stupid if he didn't. That's how Thor is.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They'd actually, I'd have a complaint. But
yeah, you come up with a third complaint during your
yeah,
your
okay.
talk about the 2 complaints.
No, I mean like write a letter complaint. Like, hey, he put on a few pounds. He's still Thor, God of Thunder. Give him a break.
Oh, you meant you would have a complaint.
Oh,
if
yeah.
Okay.
If
sorry,
they
I
were
thought,
like, if he was just, if honest to God, and this movie has enough class to not do this. I'd even be upset if we had a scene of him catching his breath during the fight, the classic, I'm fat, I'm going to take a
exactly,
second.
but there was none of that.
No.
When it was time to be a superhero, he was a superhero.
Which was nice, but then it seems like he's giving it up. There was just uncertainty with Thor at the end of this movie, and I was like, okay, he's a big guy, that's how Thor is, I'm cool with that. Doesn't want to be King of Asgard anymore, I'm cool with that. Is he an Avenger now? Is he a Guardian of the Galaxy? Are they just dropping him off at the next planet? Is he
we'll
the
see.
dude? I guess we will. I can tell you the plot of the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's Thor gets his new groove and let's find Gamora.
Yeah, or I'm Star-Lord, let's find Gamora. Everyone else is like, we can't do that. And then he's like, no, let's find her. And then they don't because she's dead. And
She's not dead.
Gamora died in Infinity
War?
War?
The new Gamora.
Oh, but I assumed she went back to the past. Did she not?
No, at the end, when they're doing that whole scene of like, I'm Thor, God of Thunder, I'll kill you, and Star-Lord's like, yeah, but it's my ship. It said Gamora searching.
It said searching, but I thought that the fact that it never said found was because I know. I guess you're right. I just assumed she went back to the past, but I guess how would she have?
Right, well, yeah, how would she have? Because Thanos destroyed both ways to get to the past.
Right, and then they didn't build one until like at least a month later.
Right, and why would she want to go back?
Right. Yeah,
I think
you're right.
what's going to happen in that movie is she's finding herself again, and they find her.
Here's the thing, though. At the very end of the movie, we were talking about this. When Captain America goes back in time one more time, and he has all the stones, and he has Mjolnir, and he's going to go take them back to when they got them. They didn't take Gamora back to when they got her.
Exactly.
So
she's in the present.
No, but I'm saying what happens I guess there is an alternate dimension, a reality like the Chosen One was talking about, where Guardians of the Galaxy 1 never happened the way it did.
Right. No, well, that's the thing. They kind of erased a lot of the past. Not erased, but altered a lot of the past.
Not
in this movie.
Not that much, though.
No, not too much.
Like they brought, in theory, like off camera, they brought all the Infinity Stones back. They brought Mjolnir back to Thor: Dark World's Thor. They didn't take all the Pym particles, so he had enough to keep making them.
But kind of the most important one is Star-Lord has a huge headache before he picks up that Infinity Stone because they knocked him out.
Oh, yeah.
I was kidding. It wasn't the biggest. But like every time I see that movie now, I'm going to be like, his head has to be pounded.
They did exactly what I wanted them to do in that scene. They showed him dancing and singing along with we couldn't hear the music.
Yeah. That was really cool. Yeah, I liked that a lot. So when they go back to Avengers 1, okay? Yeah.
And that was so, you could really see the progression of Steve Rogers' character.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it.
Because I'm not even talking about the scene where they fight each other.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, I am a little, but that was so fucking smart for him to say Hail Hydra in the elevator.
Tell me about
because we almost got, I thought we were going to get a repeat of the scene from Winter Soldier.
I would have been okay with that. I was waiting for him to be like, so does anybody want to get out?
Right.
And I would have been kind of okay with
that.
Yeah, he said something to that effect.
I think he says, yeah, I don't know. He says something like that. He says something along the lines of are we going to get this thing going or not, or something like that. That was maybe the funniest part of the movie, though, when he was like, "I could do this all day." And he was like, "Yeah, I know, I
yeah,
know."
yeah. I love
I like that so much.
In that, well, that's what I
that
thought you
also
were referring to.
shows,
Yeah,
like,
because he's like, all right, dude, we get it. You're Mr. America. You're, you know, you're the guy. Jesus, this guy. Am I right? I honestly, though, it's funny. We made fun of that. I said it to you in the theater, though, so it looks like Captain America's gonna die. Thanos is gonna kill him. I'm skipping like an hour and a half further. You know what I'm talking about, right? The big fight. We won't talk about the cool stuff that happened
okay,
yet.
cool.
I can talk about what I'm gonna talk about with completely avoiding
Okay,
that.
cool.
But Thanos stabs him through the leg, and he's on the ground, and like he's struggling.
The shield
to get
is
back
cut in
up.
half.
Yeah.
Oh, and he did his thing again that he loves to do, where he gets back up again.
Right.
That's his thing.
In the entire Thanos army is on the hill.
Yeah.
I really want, even though they made fun of it early in the
Yeah.
movie, I really want him to say, "I can do this all day."
Yeah.
That would have been really cool. I said it to you like I thought he was gonna say it with me.
Yeah. That's his thing, which is he just like gets knocked down and he gets back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking with you about how a bunch of people online were saying that the movie was like almost perfect, and I was like, I wonder why. So I looked into
Yeah.
it. It looks like the problem that people have is the Act 2, the time travel parts.
It was here's the deal. Time travel in movies, even oh, excuse me. Sorry, I just burped on it. What a gross human being. Even the like the way they did it, it's a cliche.
Yeah.
Oh, they fixed it with time travel. Yeah, oh, who could have thought of that?
But this time, I don't know. It was just cooler, I think,
No,
because like
exactly.
not only exactly what I wanted to happen happened, they didn't just go back in time. They went back in time to other Marvel movies.
No, the way they did it was very well done.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say is it's a cliche, but they made it not a cliche.
Right. Why the fuck didn't Nebula tell Hawkeye or Black Widow, "Hey, one of you, by the way, this is how you get the Soul Stone"?
No kidding. Well,
didn't she know?
Did she not?
She literally said.
No, she did. She said
Thanos went to Vormir with Gamora. Thanos came back. Gamora didn't. That's when Star-Lord got all angry in Infinity War. She knows.
No, I thought she said that in this movie too. I thought she tells them, "How do you think you're gonna get the stone?" I thought she did explain that to them, and
then why were they so
no? I'm with you.
Surprised when Red Skull was like, "One of you's gotta die."
Maybe she told somebody else. Like in the briefing, she was like, "Hey, you know, one of them has to die, right?" And they, I don't know. I do remember her saying that in this movie, though. Like, "Hey, somebody's going in, somebody's not coming out."
Yeah, I don't remember that.
That was a cool scene, though, despite it being very sad.
Hawkeye versus Black Widow. Yeah,
and I thought it was over when he jumped.
Me too. I was like, what? Because they did the run. That she was running, and then he stopped her, and then they did a slow-mo run. I was like, here it comes. Hero moment.
Yeah.
And then Also, I'm sure you noticed this. Same exact shot, same exact music from the scene with Gamora the last time we were on Vormir.
Was it really?
Oh,
I
yeah.
honestly didn't notice.
It was the same shot. She was in the same pose, dead on the rock like Gamora
was.
was.
I did notice that.
And it was the same music.
Oh, that's cool.
The same music swell at the same exact time.
I like how we kind of know who Black Widow's father is. Not that it matters anymore at all.
Yeah, I was reading up on that too. I guess in the comics, Ivan isn't her birth father. He's the one who like takes her in and turns her into like a super spy or whatever. But she is close to him in the comics.
Oh, interesting.
So this was a little. That being said, if that Black Widow movie is still happening, it's going to be a prequel for sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's probably going to be even more boring than I thought it was going to be.
That's the thing.
Maybe.
We didn't leave this movie with all of us intact.
Right.
Leave it that way. Leave it that way. You missed your opportunity to save everybody.
Right.
I'm gonna be kind of upset if they get Black Widow back. I'm gonna be kind of upset if Iron Man comes
Loki
back.
and Gamora and
Loki's dead. Old Gamora's dead. I mean, here's the thing: if new Gamora's alive, I'll give him that.
Oh, true. Yeah. Well, also, actually, old Loki fucking vanished.
See, I was gonna bring that up to you. There's at least a universe where Loki is alive who would have died.
Oh yeah, Loki getting away with the Tesseract in the aftermath of the first Avengers movie means that Thor: Dark World doesn't happen.
Wow. That's
Right?
just like, that's just
Also,
insane.
I have to bring up, like, there were so many actors and super famous actors and actresses in this movie who had no lines.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman, Marissa Tomei, Michelle Pfeiffer, Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, there was just so many that I was like, wow, how did they get them to sign off on a one scene, no lines appearance? Someone brought up I was watching a video, someone brought up an interesting point because they show Rocket sneaking around trying to stab Natalie Portman and get the goop out of her.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and he's just like, hey, I did it. Do you think they cut out a scene, or do you think that was backlog footage of Natalie Portman and she wasn't actually in the movie?
Oh, wow.
Because she was credited in the movie, and I guess she showed up to the Endgame premiere, so there's no like bad blood between her and the Marvel people. But that would make sense if they just superimposed.
Yeah.
Because Rocket Raccoon's totally fake anyways, so it didn't
yeah.
look.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That could have been the case. It did it. You know what? And this is beyond my level of expertise, and I can only assume yours. We could probably tell, even though it's definitely... Actually, I don't know about this, because it did say Panavision 70. It looked like it was shot on real film.
Okay.
Might not have been, though, but quality. The film quality could probably tell somebody who knows more than you or I whether it was
little different.
10 years or Thor Dark World.
Thor Dark World 2014, 2013.
Okay, I'm sure somebody could tell us if, 4 or 5 years ago versus today. I'm sure they could tell the slight differences.
But I don't know. If my point being, like, they do this in Pirates of the Caribbean 5 as well, but I won't talk about it because it's a spoiler. But, like, I just don't understand how they were like, all right, so Natalie Portman, you're going to be in this movie. You're going to be in one scene. You're going to have no lines.
I think you nailed it with her. I think you nailed it with her. It might just be from Thor Dark World.
Right.
I think Marissa Tomei's happy to be employed. Not that she couldn't get work. It's just she hasn't been in anything in a very long time.
Right. Well, neither is Michelle Pfeiffer, right?
Well, right. I think the people who didn't speak are collecting their paycheck for their day's work and aren't complaining.
I don't know why. I expected Nick Fury to say something.
And if the genuine question you have is why was he okay with being in it? I think it's because he was secondary main character of the last one, which has never happened before.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they even put them together.
Right.
They had him like on the porch because he's like the Godfather
Kinda wish
or
they
whatever.
talked. They never talked.
No.
Kind of wish they did. I'm sure
Right.
they
The
will.
only reason she is a part of any of this is because
of him.
Of the beeper, because she thought something was wrong with him, so she tried to come. Also, something that you and I talked about that I got a little more information on. So there's a scene after Tony Stark's funeral where Hawkeye is talking to Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, random duo.
Well, no.
Yeah, you gonna explain that?
Yeah, I am. Because at first I thought what it was they both lost somebody. He lost Black Widow, she lost Vision.
Right.
And it really seems like they're talking about that because Hawkeye says something to the effect of like, she knows that we won. Or no, he says, I wish she knew that we won. And Scarlet Witch says she knows. They both do. And I was like, interesting. If Vision, the joke I made was like, assuming heaven exists,
right.
Vision's not up there, he's a robot. She didn't mean Vision.
She meant Tony Stark.
She meant Gamora. Because those are the two that died on Vormir. And Scarlet Witch is like connected to the Mind Stone.
Wow.
She was referring to Black Widow and Gamora. Those are the two that know that we won in that scene.
It's so... Yeah. That's just blowing my mind that we got 2 Gamoras now.
Yeah.
And like one still kind of active from the dead, I guess. It's just so insane.
Yeah.
It's just a very emotional weekend.
So let's talk about
I had a question.
Sure.
Do you think we can get a picture of Fat Thor?
Maybe not. That might be hard
Maybe
to find
not,
at this moment in time.
So I was gonna say, I'm having a hard identity crisis.
Oh, you want a comparison?
I
photo?
want it because I have the perfect picture of myself from. I cut my hair. I feel like people who are listening know us and have seen us.
But just in case.
Yeah, I cut my hair a few years ago.
Relatively recently to how long you had long hair for.
I look. If you don't know what I look like and you're curious, I'm Thor from Endgame. but me 2 years ago, I cut my hair. And I have the perfect picture of me we can put up there if you want to do that. But I'd love a comparison if possible. Anthony, you know how mad I am, and we didn't talk about it last night. Oh, just
What?
to the brim with anger. That would be the easiest cosplay for me
Yep, but your
to
hair is
ever do, but it would
But
be
your
like
hair's gone.
3 years from now.
and no
I
one
just
will care
have
anymore.
to walk around in a t-shirt. Exactly, nobody would care anymore. It'd be like, why did he show up in this? I just have to walk around in sweatpants, a t-shirt, and a cardigan, flinging Mjolnir around. I said that one because I'm sure it'd be harder to get Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
And just walk around Comic-Con with sunglasses, and it would be perfect. Remember, I was like so upset because I'm a little pudgy, and I was like, oh, I should go as Thor one year, and there was a kid there who was just literally could have been his stunt man.
Oh yeah.
And I was
yeah.
like, well, forget that.
Yeah.
I'd love to like have a picture with that kid this year. Like, oh, now I'm Thor. Put it away, buddy. They finally caught up with body positivity.
They also so let's talk about
How I'd love to party with Thor, but then I realized I was Thor.
let's talk about
Okay.
when they came back. So
Yeah.
they come back, they do their time stuff. Everyone is successful, except Black Widow, I guess. But she succeeded in what she set out to do.
Yeah.
Side note, maybe the worst Stan Lee cameo of
Oh,
all time.
Christ.
It was so nothing,
And here's the thing. I said to you last night, and you agreed.
and they were both great points that you're about to bring up.
Well, I have a new one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you want me to talk about that? I'll talk about that. Sure. My whole deal was it was an awful cameo. And to their defense, they didn't know he was going to die.
Right.
But irrelevant. This was the Endgame
Yeah.
Avengers movie.
Yeah, this
Make it
literally
a good cameo.
this movie's called Endgame, and like 6 or 7 of the actors who played main characters in this movie probably aren't going to be in any other Marvel
Exactly.
movies.
This was
So,
kind
like,
of.
If there
this-
was ever a time for him to appear playing Stan Lee,
Yeah.
being Stan Lee as Stan Lee, and like
You
giving
know-
them an emotional pep talk or something, even if he was the waiter at the diner they were at when they saw Professor Hulk, and he just gave like a quick 10-second motivational speech.
I have the perfect Stan Lee cameo that would have fit in perfectly
Okay.
in this movie. Before I say it, though, there were 3 movies that have come out since his death that he's cameoed in. One of them was a tearjerker, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Right, I forgot. Yeah.
Captain Marvel, which was okay.
Pretty
If that was
good,
his
yeah.
last one, I would have been like, all right. Then this one,
Especially because Captain Marvel went the extra mile of having the thank
Acknowledging
you Stan,
him.
The
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you Stan.
at the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what was cool about that one was she gave him a little like wink, like, hey,
Right,
there
she
you are.
practically looks at him like, oh, hey, it's Stan Lee.
Yeah.
What's up?
And then this one was a joke. You know what would have been great for this one? Is if he was just in an apartment, like we get like, boom, there goes Hulk. It would have been cool if it was the first Avengers movie, and like we're in a little studio apartment, and he's just drawing like, these guys keep doing this. I could make a whole,
Oh, that
you know
would
what I
be cool.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I could dig that.
Yeah, that would have been a cool one.
Yeah.
It's just if they were gonna have him be Stan Lee, it would have been cool. I don't know.
I just wanted him to cameo as himself once.
Yeah, that would have been really cool, and this would have been the one to do. My point is, there was a lot of could-haves with this one, and they did none of them.
With Stan, in regards to Stan Lee.
Yeah.
But with that out of what were you
Well,
gonna
I
say?
was just gonna say to finish this up. The reason we didn't recognize him, like, remember we were like, oh, it doesn't even look like him. I think it's because it's supposed to be the 70s.
Right.
He's supposed
yeah.
to look young. Oh, okay. We just never said that
Yeah,
to each
yeah.
other. But yeah, okay.
And I guess there was a the car he was driving had enough said bumper sticker, which is, I guess, something he used to say. But, like, there's something else he says
Yes.
that everyone knows.
It made it into the movies, at least.
Yeah, it was in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
That one may be the best.
That one's
Stan Lee
that one might
cameo.
be the best. Except for that fictional one I just made up. That I'm gonna remember. That was in the movie, as far as I'm concerned, in my head.
So yeah, they get back. Nebula is past Nebula,
Yeah.
and she like has
That
infiltrated
confused
the
me
group.
for a second, and it was my own fault.
Oh, why? What happened?
I was just like, which Nebula is it?
Oh, yeah.
But that was my
no,
my
yeah.
own
She
fault.
took the gold plate.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
Like, even if it's future Nebula, it's still Nebula. This will fit me.
Right.
But yeah, it would have made the ending fight that I'm gonna get to in a second a little less cool. But when Thanos finally shows up in the present, so Hulk puts on the Infinity Gauntlet with the stones. He snaps his fingers. Theoretically, everyone's back,
Right.
and then Thanos shows up.
I have a question about that.
Sure,
What makes them think that's not going to kill the other half?
because it's whatever you want.
Oh, okay. That's the implication.
You tell the Gauntlet. That's why the only one who faded away was kicks cutting to the end of the movie. That's why the only one who faded away when Tony snapped it was Thanos, because he probably thought, just do it to him.
Okay. It's just nowhere along the line. That's what I figured it was. I'm not an idiot. That's what I
no,
figured
they just
was
never
the case.
explained it.
So how do the Avengers know? That's my question. I know what's going on. I'm not an idiot. I assumed that was the case. But oh, bless you. Oh, bless you.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
No, I just assumed that between Hulk, Iron Man, the two smarties, and
they
then,
could figure it out.
Well, between them, Thor, Nebula, and Rocket, somebody told them.
Oh yeah, you know what? Actually, I know exactly what happened. Remember, Thor goes through that trippy like Fountain of Youth ordeal, and now he knows everything about the stones.
From Age of Ultron?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he knows.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I didn't know that. I just answered my own question though. He somewhere down the line, you can only assume he tells them how the stones work.
Yeah. No, yeah. So then Thanos from the past, from Thanos from, I guess, the middle of Guardians of the Galaxy 1, so like 2013, 2014, he comes to 2019, and there was a scene where Ant-Man was standing in front of a window, and he was like, guys, I think we did it. And then he fucking explodes.
Tell me about it.
I was like, oh my God, they killed him.
Yeah.
He is so dead. But then he just wasn't.
Yeah, I kind of...
Like, he definitely didn't have enough time to turn small.
No. He did, but he didn't.
He
You're
did,
right.
but I saw him explode
Yeah. My one... Okay, I guess I have 3 complaints. This isn't really a complaint. It's just I have a hard time believing this portion. Then again, we're talking about time travel superheroes and all that, so like I got to pick my battles.
Yeah, yeah.
They all survive that. They all survive that.
Yeah, that upset me. I thought it would have upset me more if they just drowned, because that would have been lame. I'm glad they got
tell
saved.
me about
but
it.
I thought one
At
of
least
them,
Ant-Man.
like they showed,
he got wrecked.
They showed Ant-Man first, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess he's fine. And then they showed Iron Man and Captain America. I was like, yeah, I knew they weren't gonna die. And then they showed Hawkeye. And then they showed everyone else.
Yeah.
I was like, 1, 2, 7, that's everybody. They all lived. Great, cool.
That
So
was just a
Thanos,
little...
you've achieved nothing.
Yeah. You wrecked their mansion, but like Tony Stark's a millionaire, so like whatever.
Also, fans theories were right about the fact that in the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, there's a Happy Hogan. That's a character's name, right? Happy Hogan. He's holding a giant check, and it's written out. It's signed by Pepper and not him. So people were like, oh, he's probably dead, because it would have been signed by him. So people were right about that too. But yeah, and then Thanos is just there again. And some of the coolest things in Marvel cinematic history happen.
Well,
maybe the coolest thing ever that we'll get to in a second.
You can talk about it all you want in 1 second. I just want to reiterate this. I said it to you last night. I want to say it again. Halfway through this movie, I was loving it, but when they were like, that's right, folks, hang tight. It's going to be a time travel movie. I said this to you last night. I'm going to say it again. I was like, I feel a little gypped. This is going to be fun, but I feel gypped out of a huge fight with Thanos.
Right. You thought the 45-minute fight at the end wasn't coming.
Right. I was like, so that's all we're doing?
I alluded to this on the Captain Marvel podcast, and sort of exactly what I wanted to happen happened. They saved him. There was 45 minutes left. There was a huge giant fight with absolutely all of them, even the Wasp.
Yeah.
and Rescue. Which is what
I forgot what she was called. I knew she was a hero.
Right.
And I knew the second the daughter had the helmet on, I was like, oh, there it is.
Right, me too. But I didn't want to. I in the theater, I didn't want to be like Chris or Dave's Rescue. That's what you know. So
no, I knew who she was. I forgot
her name.
Her name
that she's called Rescue. Yeah.
I thought she was gonna save Tony Stark. I don't know if I ever told you that, but I thought she was gonna. I thought the suit was gonna be already made, and her test run was gonna be. She finds his coordinates or whatever and goes and saves him.
Oh, okay, yeah. That would have been cool, but
Captain Marvel was fine. That made more sense.
Yeah.
She was on her way to Earth and
right.
found them. So
yeah.
okay. But yeah, let's talk about the fun stuff.
Yeah, so oh no, but what I was saying is exactly what I wanted to happen happened. They reversed the snap, everybody's back, big giant fight, and then a big, super satisfying fight, and then the last 10 minutes were let's mourn the one big dead Avenger. I thought it was going to be Captain America. Turns out it was Iron Man.
Right.
But
So the reason we all thought that was the Chris Evans tweet.
Yes, yeah. The Chris Evans tweet definitely muddied the water.
But he wasn't wrong. See, when Iron Man died and he was still alive, I was like, "You're a big liar," or you're just done.
Yeah.
But sorry, we're going all over the place.
No,
Let's
that's
talk
okay.
about the meat and potatoes of what happened.
So Thanos being the cocky 5 years ago Thanos.
Yeah.
Or I guess 10 years ago. I guess this movie technically took place in 2023. Or whatever.
Yeah. You said 2019. But it's 5 years past.
Right.
2019.
Yeah. Because Infinity War was 2018.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Thanos comes and he's like, I kind of appreciate it because he was like young, kind of dumb Thanos.
Yeah.
And he basically did what he did in Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers. He sat down and fucking waited.
Yeah.
And he was like, Nebula, you go do it. There was a really cool scene where I was a little confused. I guess Thanos has just had that army the whole time because there was the scene where Hawkeye was in the sewers and he shot the arrow to light up the passageway, and I thought he was going to be fighting the Chitauri from the first Avengers movie, but he was just fighting the things from the Black Panther, the Wakanda fight from Infinity War, and then they're just all there. The things with four arms, the Chitauri, the Leviathans, which are the big flying snake things. The four, I forget what they're called. The Hands of Thanos, I think is what they're called. The four, they're all named Black. And like this new thing, which was like a four-armed, like giant gorilla type thing.
I wasn't expecting it. That thing showed up and you laughed, and I was like, yeah.
I just didn't expect it. Chris, not normally, as a comic book fan, as a longtime comic book fan, not normally do I go to a movie and I feel like I'm at a sporting event.
Yes.
Because the dopest shit ever happened. And I was like, you know me. When I'm in a movie theater, I like to shut up and watch the movie, and if other people don't, I get really pissed. And this audience was kind of like clapping every time something really cool would happen, and I didn't mind it because they weren't too bad. There's a scene, you've all seen it already, where Thor is trying to single-handedly take on Thanos, and he's got Stormbreaker in one hand, Mjolnir in the other. They're going back and forth. He's crossing the swords. He's doing whatever he can, and then he drops Mjolnir, and he's about to get... And now Thanos has Stormbreaker, and he's doing the chest thing that he did to him at the end of Infinity War, and then the hammer starts to move, and And you brought up a good point. It really did mirror the scene from Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Where you think Kylo Ren's going to pick up Luke's lightsaber, but then Rey gets it because Mjolnir goes to Captain America.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That's the coolest thing that's ever happened. That's cooler than Ant-Man on Hawkeye's bow. That's cooler than Doctor Strange multiplying himself 1,000,000 times. That's hands down the coolest thing that they've ever done.
I got a question for you. And it's not even a question. It's more like just a theory. Do you think in Age of Ultron, when they were all playing with the hammer, obviously Thor knew. Thor was like, "Oh my god!"
Thor literally
he can't know.
Thor literally said, "I knew it." In this movie.
Do you think Captain America, realizing he could easily pick it up, didn't because he knew that would be the end of the Avengers? Because Thor would go ballistic.
No,
you don't think he knew?
No, because if you remember in that scene, it twitches a little.
Right.
Only for Captain America. And Thor looks concerned. He's like, oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think Captain America, seeing Thor's concern, was like, I'm not going to lift it?
No, here's what I think happened. Because in order to wield Mjolnir, you have to be A, worthy, or B, vision. And I think that Steve Rogers in Age of Ultron was almost worthy enough.
Okay.
And I think the thing that was holding him back was the fact that he was holding he had a secret. He had one secret. The fact that he knew that Bucky the Winter Soldier killed Tony Stark's parents.
Wow.
And never told him. I think that's what was holding him back from being deemed worthy.
Okay.
And him attempting to pick up the hammer never came up since then. Because if you think about it, Age of Ultron cut right to Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
When Thor's like, I've been on a 5-year failure quest trying to find the Infinity Stones. And then 15 minutes into that movie, he loses Mjolnir.
Right. Okay, that's a really good theory. I was just going to say, how did he know? A, how did he know? B, how did he know how it works? Like, was he just like, and now I put my hand up, and let's see what happens?
Honestly, fucking Steve Rogers is so much smarter than we all think he is, especially now in 2023, 4 or whatever. And he's really good about thinking on his feet. I think he just went for it.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you? If Thor was about to die and he had one of his weapons and the other one is right there, you're like, maybe I'm worthy. Oh, shit!
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Also, did you notice that Captain America's shield, when he was fighting Thanos, broke the exact same way that it was broken in Tony's Scarlet Witch vision from Age of Ultron?
Did it really?
Yeah, it was cut in half the exact same way.
That's cool.
And, this is something that I didn't notice. I wasn't sure if you noticed it. There's the scene at the beginning of the fight where Captain America on his comm, he hears Sam, the Falcon.
Yeah.
And he knows, A, that the Falcon is fine, B, that the snap worked and everybody is fine, and C, that they're on their way. And then, like, a bajillion, way too many portals opens up, and every Doctor Strange portals, the sling ring portals, and then every Marvel character you've ever known comes through the portals, like the fucking end of Spy Kids 3. And did you hear what Sam said to him?
No.
He said, on your left. Which is what Captain America said to him when he was doing laps around him.
I didn't hear him say... I know exactly what that is. I didn't hear him say on your left.
I didn't hear him say that either. I was so in the moment. I just heard Sam's voice, and to me, I don't care about the Falcon, but to me, I got really excited because the Sam's voice was symbolized to me that everyone else was going to be back.
Maybe I'm the racist. I thought it was Nick Fury.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I knew it was him. Especially because he called him Steve. If it was Nick Fury, he would have called him Captain.
Right.
Also, like, I know that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is bad, and they try to keep it separate from the movies, and, like, why wasn't Agent Coulson at Tony Stark's funeral?
Because he's dead.
He's not, though. They brought him back to life for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. None of the Avengers know that, though. Literally every other character made it, even Maria Hill, the other, like, Agent Coulson's equal, the woman from How I Met Your Mother, the woman who's always with.
Right.
He was the only character I felt was missing.
I
in that
guess
scene.
I guess they're just really trying to keep the show separate than the movies.
See, I feel like that scene, as good as it was a missed opportunity to have like one or two characters from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
or like Daredevil or somebody, somebody from just acknowledge the TV shows.
Yeah.
You have Marvel Cinematic Universe TV shows.
It's funny. I went a more extreme than you did. And I guess that real life timelines don't really match up. I was expecting an X-Men.
Oh, really?
I was kind of, when the portals all opened, I was
oh,
like,
you wanted like Deadpool or
I was like, honestly,
to come
Wolverine.
through?
I was like, is this it? I was like, are they gonna do it right now? Because it was everybody.
Yeah.
And I was like, they just bought him.
It was
They
absolutely
just bought 'em.
everybody. Like I said, even the Wasp, even
Right.
even he didn't have a big grand entrance, so I didn't know if you noticed, but M'Baku, the leader of the Jabari tribe, was there
yeah,
too.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
literally
yeah.
every Angela Bassett, another incredibly famous actress who had 0 lines in this movie.
I was just watching that scene like they could.
Could, yeah.
Even if it was for a second, because he could get lost in the fight. Like, even if he
Right.
just came through a portal and was
But
like...
also, that's the other thing. Like, it didn't have to be like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Like, it didn't have to
Right.
be it didn't have to be a recognizable character. It could have been like Mr. Fantastic
Right.
or somebody.
Right.
Like
No,
a new actor playing a superhero we haven't seen before.
right. My point being, the timelines didn't quite add up, but that could have been like a last minute, like, we just need to do a CGI portal and have some...
Right. And
X-Men.
then fucking Professor X bleeps in or
Right.
or yeah.
I was like, they could do... And then he was like, Avengers Assemble, and I was like, no.
He finally said
Yeah.
it. He's never said it before.
Yeah.
He finally said it.
I was like, well, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
If there's one thing the X-Men aren't, it's Avengers.
It's Avenger. Well, Wolverine's a Avenger.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, usually.
Oh,
Sometimes
okay.
he is.
But he's an X-Men.
Yeah.
No, that's
X-Men's just like a race,
fine. Yeah.
You're only an X-Men if you're a mutant,
Right,
but
right.
it's not
So
the other way
Steve
around.
Rogers technically is.
No, the mutant is a specific like genus that you're born with.
Oh, it's not the serum like Deadpool gets injected with? It's not all the same thing?
No, they specifically inject Deadpool with the shit that makes you a mutant, quote unquote. There's like
But that's not what they injected Steve Rogers with.
no.
Okay.
No. The super soldier serum is what they injected the bad guy from the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk movie with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't
The,
even remember who the bad guy for that movie
His
is.
name was it's
That
on
was
the tip of my tongue.
That was a bad movie.
His name, what's the bad guy's name? It's oh man, it's gonna kill me. It's a super it's a super popular Hulk villain, and
was
they did
the
him so
bad
bad.
guy in that movie Ed Norton, and then it was gonna be a joke, and I forget who plays.
No,
the
Ed
Hulk
Norton
now.
plays the Hulk.
No, but
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, but Mark Ruffalo was really the good guy in that movie, but he just never makes it in time. It was gonna be funny.
Abomination.
Okay,
That's what he's called.
and so was my joke.
No, there was a lot of cool moments. Fucking giant man punching the Leviathan. The Wasp calls Captain America Cap, which is important. Which is important because there's a scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp where he calls him Cap and she makes fun of him, like you call him Cap now.
Oh, right.
And
So many
God,
throwbacks.
a bunch of cool. Not only Doctor Strange, but like a bunch of wizards came,
Yeah.
which was
Well,
cool.
it was every army.
Dude, it was all of Asgard.
Yeah.
It was Valkyrie and on her Pegasus on
Yeah.
camera for the first time. It was all the wizards. It was all the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So I have a question.
Sure.
And it might be another what's the word I'm looking for? Just a plot hole.
Okay.
Wow. I'm losing it. It's late.
It's all right.
We've come to the conclusion, and it's a pretty logical conclusion, that anybody who died before or after the snap is dead.
Right. So we came to the conclusion that most likely Vision,
Right.
Loki, Gamora, Black
Vision's
Widow.
dead because he's a machine.
Right.
But,
Oh, that's something else. You talk first. That's something else I wanted to bring up.
yeah. All of the Asgardians died before the snap. Why are they still alive?
Oh, I think there was just some left. I think there's
Oh,
a scene we're
okay.
missing of they did get some of them off the ship. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's why in the first scene of Infinity War, Valkyrie, Korg, Meek, all the cool characters.
I thought they were literally the only ones who survived. But okay, so we're saying there's at least a handful left.
I assumed that all the cool Thor Ragnarok characters that didn't make it into Infinity War, there was a scene off camera where they like got away with some Asgardians.
Yeah, I'm so glad. What's his name?
Korg.
Yeah, I'm so glad
Yeah.
because it was pretty uncertain whether he survived that or
Yeah,
not.
I was very happy when he
Yeah.
when he showed up.
I love that whole scene. It's funny. That's the thing. Fat Thor is funny until they ended the movie without a conclusion with Thor's story. I loved that whole deal. It was just funny. It's funny because I play a Viking character in D&D. I know Viking's not a class. He's a barbarian. We call him a Viking because I'm a baby. And I literally had a story arc where he kind of loses his faith and he just gets drunk and lazy and like stops being a hero. And there it was in real life. I'll take my check, Russo brothers.
So if I could change subject real quick, what I was
sure.
gonna say is I'm really glad not that I love this character, but I'm glad that Scarlet Witch got her moment because like if there's anyone who deserves to give it to Thanos, it's her. Because he killed her love in front of her. And then it was such a perfect moment because she was like, "You took everything from me," and he was like, "I don't even know who you are."
That was another mirrored image of a Star Wars thing.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm going to talk about? I might have said it on air before, but in the comics, there's a scene between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back where Luke meets eye to eye with Darth Vader for the first time. And he says, "You killed my father." And Darth Vader says, "I've killed many fathers. You have to be more specific than that."
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was a lot of I'm not complaining. There was just a lot of
yeah. It also mirrored the scene where from Guardians of the Galaxy 1 where Drax was like, "Ronan, you killed my wife and kid," and he was like, "I don't know if I did or not." Honestly,
right?
You're gonna have to more specific.
It was a good. No matter how long we talk about this movie, we're gonna miss a ton of stuff.
Yeah, it was just another cool thing. Everybody shows up. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, and then he does this thing where he's like, fucking drop the big old bombs, and then Ebony Maw's like, "But our troops too," and he was like, "I don't care."
Yeah, yeah.
And then they're eating shit. All the Avengers are eating goddamn shit from these giant cannons, and then all of a sudden the cannons stop and they start shooting at something, and Okoye, because she's all technological, was like, something entered the atmosphere, and I was like, "Here she comes!"
Yeah.
And she got a more comic accurate haircut, which was cool.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, I will say the reason that this whole battle felt more like a sports event was probably part, in fact, due to the fact that they were literally passing a football to each other. Like,
hey,
Ant-Man passes it to Black Panther. Black Panther gives it to Peter, who like takes it most of the way.
I was just gonna say he proved himself. He finally proved himself, and then he didn't. But that wasn't his fault. He was just getting overrun, like they all did. Up until that point, which brings us perfectly to. I don't know if she's been given this direction from the start. Brie Larson keeps doing this thing where she like. I don't know, maybe I'm reading the situation wrong, but she keeps like having the side smirk in
that's a Captain Marvel thing.
Okay, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's off-putting. I don't know what to feel when she does it because it looks like an inside joke with herself.
It is. That's the look that's her confidence look.
Okay.
That's a famous Captain Marvel like thing that she always
Okay.
does whenever she knows she's gonna win.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense to me because
Yeah.
I'm watching. I didn't know that, and I'm watching
'Cause
the
the-
scene, and I'm like, she's either doing a bad job acting or somebody told her to
No,
do
that's
this.
that's 100% a Captain Marvel thing. The first time I noticed it was the Avengers trailer.
Oh, okay.
When she the in Endgame trailer when she when Thor was like, I like this one. She
Yeah.
did that. And I was like, there it is. That's the perfect. There's the like. It looks like she's from the comic
Right.
with that smirk.
Okay, that makes me feel so much better because watching Captain Marvel, it kept happening, and I'm watching, and I was like, I can't tell if she's flirting, if she's giving it, if she has an inside joke with herself the audience isn't privy to.
Right. Yeah.
I was just the whole time, or is Brie Larson doing a bad job? And I was like, I was just sitting there like, I don't know what to think. But okay.
I love that scene. That scene was so. I really like her.
Oh,
And
well, now I have
I-
no problems with her.
I really liked. I really liked the scene where Peter was like, "Hi, I'm Peter Parker."
Oh my
she was
God.
like, "Hi, Peter Parker."
That was literally the line, and you even said it the way she did. That I was like, okay, she did it again. This is now an intentional thing she's doing. But okay.
Yeah.
Also, God, I mean, I have already said he's one of my favorite superheroes, but like
Spider-Man.
Tom Holland
Fuck
killing
yeah.
it.
Dude. No, he's just perfect all the time.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any other prolific words to say. He's just
Have you made the connection? He does that to everybody he meets.
right.
Did you? Because I'm talking about our own personal lives here, our D&D lives.
Okay.
Your character does that. Is that intentional? Are you basing that off of?
No, I'm basing that off of nothing.
Oh, okay, because it's perfect. Because like he does that to everybody. He's about to die, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Peter Parker."
No, it's not. See, it's not just hey. It's
Yeah.
nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
right. He's super polite about it, and that was perfect. See, besides me having weird feelings about what the way she responded, I was like, "This was a cute scene
Yeah.
all
yeah,
around." Because
yeah.
she plays with it. She's like, "Hi, Peter Parker."
Yeah. There was a couple really good scenes with Spider-Man. The hug that he finally got.
Yeah. Oh God.
The when he met up with Ned again.
I have a plot hole there too, but
What is it?
okay, they're 5 years in the future.
But none of them aged.
They're still in high school.
Right.
Did they all die?
What do you mean?
The people.
All the people who got snapped away didn't age.
So you're telling me all of his friends also died?
I don't know. Sure.
Because we've seen the.
It seemed like most of Earth. Like it seemed like half of all life,
right,
but
right.
it seemed like most of Earth.
Well, I was just gonna say, if it's half statistically, at least some of his friends should have survived. But literally, they're all the same age, which is fine, and they're all in high school.
Well, you only see. Oh, you're talking about the Far From Home trailer.
That's right. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about. I'm talking about the fact that I've seen the
Right.
future
Yeah.
in the next movie, and I know that they're
would've
all in high school.
That would have been Doctor Who used to do this, where there was this one scene once where every doctor showed up at once, even the one we hadn't seen yet. I thought it would have been cool if in the scene where all the Avengers were there, if Mysterio showed up,
Oh yeah,
and that would have been neat. And
Yeah,
just
that
like
would've
fucked
been
off without
interesting.
saying anything.
yeah,
Like you don't even have to get Jake Gyllenhaal for that,
right,
because you could just be CGI and put a mask on him.
right. I just I want that explained as well. Why are they all still the same age? Why are they all in high school? And you're right, they all could have been snapped away.
Right.
Statistically, though, no, they weren't.
Right, yeah. No, you just gotta, if they do explain it away, I'm sure it's gonna be like, well, he said 50%, but that was 50% of every universe, and
right.
most of Earth got hit. So I think we should start wrapping up.
Oh yeah, it's pretty late.
I did, however, want to talk about how there was no after the credits scene in this movie.
Yes.
But if you leave before the credits roll, you will miss something. So what happens is when they show the Marvel Studios logo, the last thing you see before the screen ends, you hear metal hitting against metal. It sounds like someone's forging something.
Yeah.
I know what it is
Oh,
now. I've done some research, and I'm about to reveal to you what it is.
please.
Chris and I were like, what could
Do
that...
I still have my glimmer of hope?
hold on.
Okay.
No, you don't. So because you and I were looking forward. We were like, is that Thor doing something? Is that somebody making an Iron Man suit? What are we doing? That sound was the sound of Iron Man making the first Iron Man suit from the first Iron Man movie.
Wow.
So
how did someone find that out?
Because it's the same exact. I saw a clip today. It's the same exact sound clip.
Wow.
So instead of hinting, like instead of like showing a scene from Far From Home or something, they for the first time ever went backwards and they were like, let's pay tribute to the one huge main character who definitely died in this movie.
Yeah.
Also, like another really cool scene that I know you heard me in the theater. I was like, say it, because Thanos was like, I'm inevitable, and Tony Stark for like a full minute was like, I'm Iron Man.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was a good movie. I can't wait to see it again.
Here's the thing. Huge movie, 3 hours and 2 minute
2
movie.
minutes, yeah. 12 minutes being credits.
It's pretty late in the night. We should probably come to a wrap here. We could do a part 2.
We could, but
if we think of more stuff. But I feel like we did a pretty good overall review.
Yeah.
Hey, we've been doing this for every Marvel movie. We did it our buddy's way. No, we did it out of 5, right? 1 out of 5. What'd you think?
You always do them out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a 5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Hang on, I have. Let's see. Let's compare. The only other 5. Where is it? Hang on, it'll take me a second.
Oh, I know what the only other 5 was.
Well, hang on. The only other 5 is Infinity War.
Yeah.
The only other 5 he's ever given is Infinity War. What's the worst one? Now that I'm at the list. The worst one.
I can't remember what I gave the worst one.
Well, 2 of these don't even have one.
Oh, really?
Incredible Hulk and Thor: Dark World don't have any.
Oh, because we didn't watch those.
Right.
I mean, I have seen them since. But
what would you give Incredible Hulk?
0.5.
Oh, okay. What would you give Thor: The Dark World?
1.5.
Okay, so you also gave Iron Man 2 a 1.5, so Incredible Hulk is the worst one. I
Good.
mean, it is.
It is.
Did you notice that Thor: The Dark World was the only movie that they went out of their way to explain pretty much the entire plot of? Because no one
meant to
saw
say that.
one.
They know exactly what they were doing. They were like, we're going to
Yeah.
explain where one of these Infinity Stones is. None of you went to go see the movie. so I guess we'll tell you the movie.
Right, and they had drunk Thor do it, so it was kind of like, well, if we're going to do it, let's at least make it funny,
Yeah.
I guess.
And God, it was just sad. Him.
Yeah.
He's just sad.
That's why I'm hoping that. Here's what I think's gonna happen. I think Guardians of the Galaxy 3 featuring Thor from the Devil May Cry series will
yeah.
I think it'll be like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is happening. Meanwhile, Thor is also helping, but he's also having like a self-discovery thing. And then if there's a 4th Thor movie, he'll be back to normal.
I hope so. Everything you just said, I hope so.
Because like Thor wasn't cool until a couple of months ago, you know?
No kidding. No, honestly, here's the thing. I love the character. I relate a lot for for some reason.
I mean, you liked Thor before you saw these movies.
Yeah. I mean, I like the mythological, Nordic mythological character Thor.
Yeah.
He's cool. I honest to God, I knew about Thor before I knew about Marvel's Thor.
Right.
And I was like, that Stan Lee just stole that, but okay. I just really he's in my top 5. I think if watch Spider-Man episode 1 of our show, he's in my top 5. I don't get
you don't
pictures
get a graphic
though. Yeah,
because
I know.
it's 3 p.m.
Yeah, I know.
I mean
AM.
Wow, you're really salty about that episode you didn't watch.
Christ, where was I going with that? What was I just saying?
You were sucking Thor's dick.
I
much.
was. I mean, I also love Spider-Man, but we got a conclusion for Spider-Man in this movie. I just want him to be okay. That's definitely not what my original intent with this sentence was.
No, you were saying how you liked him before you knew that he was a superhero.
I didn't care much for the first
Right,
Thor
no,
movies.
he's definitely not.
I loved him in the Avengers, though.
Thor is an okay movie. I would watch Thor again. He's not the best part of the first or second Avengers movie.
No,
Thor:
not
The Dark
particularly.
World sucks.
Yep.
My least favorite Marvel movie.
In my second, yeah.
And then cut to
Ragnarok's like my third favorite Marvel
cut
movie.
to Thor Ragnarok, like one of the best movies I've ever
He
seen.
finally got it. I don't even think it's Chris Hemsworth's fault. I think they just finally directed him well.
Right, yeah.
I think they were finally like, you know what would be cool?
If you were just a little bit silly.
See, now that goes back to what I was saying. The scales have tipped. I want the
Right.
scales to go back to the way they were. Don't screw with things that are working.
Right.
Do it for this one movie, sure. I don't like that it even ended that way, but like fix the scale.
Right.
It's funny
At
when he's
least
serious
if
most of
there's
the
gonna be
time.
another Thor movie, fix it before that.
Right.
Like, you can waste Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with finding himself Thor. But if there's going to be another Thor movie, fix it before that.
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree. That'd be a nice. Thor's kind of the only one of these characters who's had like a couple different arcs.
Yeah.
You know, and as far as character development goes.
Yeah.
Like everyone else has kind of had the one arc, the beginning to the end, and Thor's kind of had like a couple different ones. Not that we saw all of them, but you know.
No, but he's really been figuring himself out along the way, and I thought he had it in Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
but here we are.
Well, he did, and then he.
Right, then he lost everything.
I will say, I'm glad that the mom got a bunch of lines in this movie.
Yeah, no kidding.
She. This is not something I figured out. I read this. She had, more lines in this movie than she did in every other movie she's
I
ever
bet.
been in put together.
Oh, I could only imagine. She had a solid 15 minutes.
They actually made that character important for once.
Yeah. Also, she alluded to a bunch of powers I wasn't too privy to.
Like what?
She was just unsurprised by everything that was going on. And he was like, "Oh, you knew," and she was like, "I see with more than my eyes."
Oh, right, yeah. Right, her powers. I thought you meant Thor's powers.
Oh, no, her powers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't mean for this to end with Thor.
No, I mean, it's cool, man.
But it was a great movie.
Yeah, it was good. I really want to see it again.
Oh yeah, me too.
I probably won't see it again in theaters.
No
But-
kidding. I mean, unless things calm down, I kind of don't see him calming down.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
This movie, I think, first superhero movie ever to make $1 billion in the first weekend.
Oh,
think.
probably.
I think I read that. I know it made $1 billion in the first weekend, but I think it also might be the
Yeah.
first super movie ever to do that.
Hey Anthony,
Yeah.
I gotta go home.
Yeah.
All
Yeah. Go home, Chris.
All right.
This has been Cinematic Relief, episode 3 this time, I swear. Join us next time where we talk about our favorite movies of all time, our specific individual favorite movies of all time. Sorry there was no Roger Ebert's Critic Corner this episode.
There was too much to talk
There was
about.
too much to talk about. We
Hey.
actually didn't talk about everything. But
Whatever my number 2 movie is, I'm not gonna say what it is. It's now Endgame.
that's you, and you came to that conclusion immediately.
Oh, I said that going out of the
You
theaters.
did,
Yeah.
you really did. Yeah. I always say, I'm gonna wait until it's on DVD and I can watch it as many times as I want to figure out where it goes. But I think it's definitely up there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's been the podcast. Tune in tomorrow for something. I don't know. Probably Simpsons Hit and Run. I think if everything goes.
Oh,
according to
maybe.
plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been Thunder,
I'm Lightning.
and take it easy, guys.